Hi, I'm Dr. John, and if you had a couple seconds to look at the terms I've written on the board, you'll see there's a contrast. And when we talk about life and health, there are contrasts in terms of physiology and how our body works, things that we would prefer as opposed to things we would like to avoid. So let's talk about a couple of them. Over here we've got constructive versus destructive. Lifestyle habits, if we're going to choose them, it would be really good for us if we chose constructive lifestyle habits, because things that are constructive, first of all, will point you towards health. If over there is health and over there is death, we can't always know where we are on the scale, but if we choose constructive lifestyle habits, we'll be pointed towards health and we'll move in that direction should we continue to practice them with consistency and long enough. So choose constructive lifestyle habits. Exercise, eating better, moving, thinking positive thoughts. Those are huge. Avoid destructive thoughts, movement, and food. Regeneration. Regeneration means you have existing cells in your body, and those cells need to be replaced periodically. That's what health and life is all about. In fact, it's the fourth sign of life, growth, cellular growth and regeneration. You replace your liver, all the cells in your liver every 6 months. You replace your throat lining every 24 hours. Your bones, they regenerate at a slower pace. They vibrate at a different frequency. Takes about 1.5 to 2 years for all the bone cells to repair and regenerate. Skin cells, on the other hand, regenerate much faster as well. If your skin cells regenerated at the speed of bone cells, you'd be like a beetle and have an exoskeleton, okay? If your bone cells regenerated at the pace of skin cells, you'd be floppy and flimsy like the scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz. Okay? So, regeneration versus degeneration. This is breakdown. We want to avoid it. Movement. Are we better off moving or better off being static? Well, there's a polarity that we need to find balance in. We need to move, but we don't need to overdo it. We need to move and we need to exercise because movement bathes our brain and activates physiology with energy, okay? Activates your energy. Movement activates energy. If you're fired up and too stressed out, if you move, you'll calm down. If you're lethargic, okay, if you move, you'll pick up. You'll seek balance. Okay, so movement is important. If you're static, you're going to break down. Static, you will break down. You don't need to run Boston marathons, but then again, you can't sit all day and not move. 1 hour of exercise a day cannot make up for 8 hours of sitting, so you need to move throughout the day. Purity versus toxic. Well, when it comes to purity, let's talk about nutrition. You don't want to eat things that are laden with lead and mercury and food preservatives and things loaded with sugar, okay? We don't want to have that toxic stuff going in our body because our body has to process it, and that's a drain on our energy. It's a drain on your reserve capacity of life force, or chi as it's known. So purity allows your body to effortlessly assimilate and excrete with a higher rate of efficiency, and thus you'll adapt, grow, and have potential to live a healthier life. So purity, okay? It just makes sense. You want something that's pure rather than toxic. Sufficiency. You want to be sufficient in your nutrition, sufficient in your movement. There's a dose-response relationship. I know that sounds medical, but there's a dose-response relationship with everything we do, okay? You can exercise, but you could exercise to the point of overtraining where exercise becomes toxic. You could also not exercise enough and have a sub-threshold therapeutic value, okay? So there's the right amount. You want to be sufficient. You don't want to overdo it or underdo it. There's the right amount. You don't want to be deficient and you don't want to be toxic. These two relate to one another. Flow. Do we want to flow or do we want to go or have blockage? Well, I don't know about you, but coronary artery disease is all about blockage. People die. I don't think that's a good thing. You hear about going with the flow in life. That's kind of good, let your mind handle the things it can control and release the things it can't, going with the flow. So flow to me makes sense, all right? if you're surfing, you want to go with the flow. If you try to battle the ocean, you're never going to win, okay? So you want to go with the flow, okay? But you must pull on the oars, though, to keep from going on the rocks. If you're in the river and there's rocks and rapids, yeah, you're going with the flow, but you got to pull on the oars at the same time so that you don't crash on the rocks. In other words, you have a say. You can go with the flow, but still you have choices. So when you come to our office and you get adjusted, when you watch my videos and you start to understand how to eat for less inflammation and higher performance, okay, when you look at my exercise videos on my website, you'll learn how to go with the flow of life, but at the same time participate, okay? So this is all about just getting you to start participating. Start thinking of the contrasting scenarios and situations we have in life, and just start to realize your choices make a difference. So I hope this helps. Enjoy it. Now, go with the flow and watch my videos at Dr. John Murray, okay? Dr. John Murray, Dr. J. Murray Chiropractic NJ.com. That's Dr. J. Murray Chiropractic NJ.com. Go on the YouTube, click on it, look at the videos. They can make a world of difference for you. It's all about exposing yourself to information. Have a great day.